Compassion may be the milk of charity, but a well-articulated vision and organization are the indices that guarantee effectiveness. Aspire Coronation Trust ACT Foundation is a grant-making non-profit organization established in 2016 to support local, national, and regional non-profit organizations working to address challenges and associated vulnerabilities across the African continent. Our work factored from the SDGs formulated for global best practices ensure that we can affect our societies in ways that ensure a cascade of knowledge, interest, and development long after we are gone. This we are doing by fostering ownership as we drive sustainable impact within our communities. Our interests, as evidenced, span health, entrepreneurship, environment, and leadership. In channeling resources to the organizations we fund, ACT Foundation is committed to developing and strengthening them to ensure sustainability through organizational development, monitoring and evaluation, impact measurement, board governance, and support. The objective is to guarantee the delivery of effective and efficient outcomes to the beneficiaries.
When we started off, one of the things that we wanted to do was to make sure that the organizations we're working with, it was not really about just giving them money to go and resources to go and solve problems, but we wanted to partner with them as well to make sure that in the long term we're building sustainable organizations. You can see the difference in terms of the growth of the organizations, but also in terms of the solutions to problems that the challenges the different communities are facing.
Dustbin Village, a rural and underserved area in Lagos, home to over 550,000 people. Rufina's vision was becoming a burden. She hugged the television set like her life depended on it. The classroom was not any better. But through the intervention superintended by Vision Spring and Catholic Opticals, working with ACT Foundation, Rufina now has her eyeglasses.
When she was looking at TV, she would go very close to the screen. Then I asked her some questions. Are you not seeing well? Good enough. Their teachers at school noticed this problem. I was making arrangements, trying to put up, because I know how much this glass I'm wearing, how much it cost me.
Before I got the glasses, I felt miserable, frustrated. I felt handicapped, like I was missing out in everything that the teacher was saying.
Since she got this glass, that report is no longer there.
I feel great. At least anything that the teachers they are writing on the board, or if they're making an illustration on the board. Wow, with this glass, I'm able to do better in my study.
Considering my lame pocket, when you look at this place now, you see that a man of 3 kids, that one has saved me some money, which I should have spent to procure a glass for her.
From the depths of my heart, I want to say a big thank you to Art Foundation and Vision Spring for giving me the opportunity to be able to see the world differently.
Basically, what we said is if we can go into communities with their sponsorship and support, we can screen all Nigerians to ensure that we kick out refractive error and presbyopia. And they sponsored 7,500 glasses, and we screened about 16,000 plus Nigerians, including people in the Dustbin village.
At the end of the project, we were able to give glasses to 7,659 people, women and children.
People want us to give, beneficiaries 70,000. Indirect is another number of thousands. But we do a lot of monitoring. So all the programs we've done last year, we are doing the monitoring and evaluating of the programs right now, because we want to be sure that really the effects that we claim are really happening is what is happening.
The Fitch International Evaluation Report on Economic Performance in 2016 reveals that more than 55% of the youths are either unemployed or underemployed.
The solutions in terms of getting them started on a business is sometimes so overwhelming, and we try as much as possible to find organizations that are working and creating hands-on solutions.
Entrepreneurship is one of the solutions to reducing poverty, as it is a medium to improve the quality of life for individuals, families, and communities, and also sustain a healthy economy and environment. During this period, 84 female entrepreneurs in Lagos State and 2,000 secondary school students in Ogun and Oyo states have gone through a rigorous entrepreneurial training. Olatunji Olamilekan is a young man who is redirecting his vision. He grew up in the Olaleye community. It's another rural and underserved area of Lagos State. Raised alongside his younger sisters, Olatunji's mother took ill in 1999 and later died.
The promise I made to my mom, I just have to keep going. And the only thing that always kept me back to the track then is this education of the thing, like, this is my agreement with my mom. That was a dying wish.
Olatunji surmounted serious hardships, but still found himself at the crossroad of unemployment.
So now I actually went to the school and nothing is still happening. So, you know, that was what actually kept me moving ever since. That was that one goal that actually went there. Now I've obtained the goals, then what else?
With some of his friends dead or unaccounted for, he needed to toe the straight and narrow, and the Vocational Skill Acquisition Project of Freedom Foundation, supported by ACT Foundation, presented the needed opportunity.
I saw them pass by in the, like a rally, so they give me a flyer, and I read the flyer and I see like, okay, skill acquisition stuff, and I had to call one of them and say, please come. Are you sure this is free? And they say, yeah, of course it is. Like, we're not paying for it.
I see him as someone who will grow in it. I see him as someone that is patient, someone that has focus. So that's why I decided to retain him. It's going to be useful for me.
The grant has really helped us a lot because we've been able to reach out to over 500 people in communities in Surulere and Etiosa local government. And also we've heard so many interesting stories from people who were orphans, people who didn't have any means of livelihood, and they've been able to be empowered through this program. And some of them have gone on to start their own businesses, and some of them are now working and they're earning a living.
We're teaching hands-on enterprise, but also in terms of capacity building. So if you start a business, you can actually take it to the next level.
Through ACT Foundation's entrepreneurship intervention, 438 youths have received skills acquisition training, business management training for 60 budding entrepreneurs, employability training for 293 out-of-school youths in Yaba local government area, Lagos State. Henry Anumudu was a communication and media liaison officer at a media organization in the capital city of Abuja. Henry left his media career and applied for the Teach for Nigeria Fellowship in 2017.
I saw firsthand the crisis of education in Nigeria, and I was personally challenged to come into the system and try to see what good I can do.
After going through a 6-week training, where he learned teaching techniques and aids which would ensure children got maximum benefits from classroom learning, Henry was posted to Ebenezer Primary School in Abeokuta, where he teaches primary 5 pupils.
Being in the classroom has given me certain skills that are important for leadership: listening, patience, communication, being able to work under certain kind of pressures, to be able to also with my co-teachers, being able to create a working relationship with them, it's important because it can define your impact on the pupils. And that has also made me to be able to, work with others.
It was the one that made us to have press club in the school, which we have started today, and I was impressed during the assembly. He coordinated it, he explained, and the pupils per se, they are the one that read the news.
The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, said that we should not use plastic bags, but we should use paper bags to manage our waste.
The best definition for me for leadership is the person who decides or does the right thing at the right time. If you have that kind of person in such a system, whatever the inequity is or the challenge is, they will definitely solve that problem. So the best way we have thought about addressing or meeting our vision someday is to placing the right leaders in the classroom. And that's the summary of what the whole fellowship is all about.
What you see that they've done, you can't really talk about the solutions for the next few years. It's very long term. But they were also using the younger generation to go back into the schools to do something that changes the life and the value system of the kids.
Doyisola Ogunye is a thoroughbred professional. As CEO of Medic, she is the driving force behind the Kids for Clean Seas initiative to schools in the Etiosa local government area axis.
We started the Kids for Clean Seas because we decided to take it back to the grassroots and to the children. We took the project Kids for Clean Seas to 16 schools across Etiosa, and we're letting them know that if you clean your environment, your immediate environment, you're actually making the oceans cleaner, because every litter that is dropped on the floor usually gets into the canals, and from the canals it finds its way to the waterways, and from the waterways it gets into the ocean. What happens after that is the fish we eat this plastic and gets into our own digestive system and into our bloodstream as well, causing a lot of illnesses that we don't even know about yet. So the most important thing is to nip it in the bud and let the children understand the importance of recycling, the importance of keeping their environment clean, and overall the importance of saving the planet from plastic pollution. At age 10, he's ready to start gathering children together to talk to them about what he has learned. He's ready all the time to lend a helping hand to what we're doing on the beach, in schools, and even at home. And I believe that in the next 10 years, Israel will definitely be a force to reckon with when it comes to taking care of the environment.
I started picking these PET bottles when I saw my sister picking it all around places, and I said, let me join. I'll be telling my friends that if they have any bottle that they want to throw away, and they will recycle it.
It was disturbing me. Mommy, I want to go with my sisters. I want to go.
Through the program, the school was given an award, and I myself, I have to. When your environment is clean, you will live more comfortably.
Some women are now able to sustain themselves through avenues created by this initiative. Kids have also imbibed a positive attitude towards the environment and will take this with them into the future. Through our grantees, ACT Foundation was able to reach 18 communities, 18,000 people, and 26 public schools. In addition, 45 trees were planted and 34,450 recyclables generated.
My son had come back from school once, and he started explaining, we had to recycle, you can't use this to cook, you can't do this anymore. And I was just like, gosh, because it changes your habits, what you are used to doing for the last 20, 30 years.
ACT Foundation is grateful to our partners and sponsors for trusting us.
Without Access Bank, and especially Mr. Herbert Wigwe, we won't be where we are. The backing they give you is second to none. And then of course, we also allowing us to do what we know how to do. gives you a spirit to soar. Africa is the melting point for us. The story of Africa is also always told in a very negative way. And as an indigenous grant-making organization, we want people to also understand that we can be a solution to the problems that we are facing. We, as Africans, have to change and solve the problems that we have.